Oh, I see you did a whole new intro for season 8. Is it still over 60 seconds? Sin. Also, this damn show single-handedly encouraged so many other shows to draw out their introduction with fancy visuals. But why go through the trouble of creating a map when you're going to depict King's Landing without Blackwater Rush running alongside it? Forebowing. Bow-shadowing? This child is running through a snowy forest and over an icy stream with no mittens, no wool hat, and no boots with the fur. Did no one warn him that winter was coming? Running between people when running around them is clearly an option. No, don't climb things when you're a child in this show. You'll be booted to your doom by a sex-crazed sibling or yeeted by a yeti or iced by an oversized iguana. This glancing between people goes on for all the some time, and the only thing we gain from it is a reminder of Arya's feelings. Feelings.
Northerners don't much trust outsiders.
I get that dragons often have amazing dramatic timing. It's like in their character sheet and everything. But the question is, how did they even hear this conversation from that far away to know when to swoop in? We already saw this in the 2-minute-long opening credits show. Just because you have dragons now doesn't mean you get to go all throne drone on your cinematography. Also, this doesn't look anything like the shot in the opening credits. Sure, the shape's mostly correct, but the building placement is all wrong, and I don't even see any of the letters of Winterfell written in the snow anywhere.
We don't have time for all this.
Thank you, Bran. I've been trying to say this. There's only 6 episodes left to wrap up the entire story. Let's get smart. Someone should make that boy the king. King Bran. As if.
The Night King has your dragon. He's one of them now.
If the Night King can turn animals, why hasn't he created an army of former wolverines, bears, and mooses? Moosai? Moosapusses?
It's not important.
I agree. So on to the battles and dragons and betrayals and twists. Not yet? Fine. Must be saving this episode's big battle for the middle, huh?
We named you King in the North.
You know the beer commercial where someone would start a "what's up" chain? It was so frustrating because you'd be sitting at dinner and someone would whisper "what's up," and then you'd reflexively just jut your tongue out and spout out "what's up" like a fucking caveman. I'm just saying that chanting King of the North is the Game of Thrones version of that viral audio STD chant, and I hate it.
I chose the North.
Okay, but can someone tell me what the Noth is? It seems important. They keep on saying it.
And soon the Lannister army will ride north to join our cause.
Thinking that Tyrion would actually believe this for even a second. And yes, Sansa calls him out on it later, but that doesn't change the fact that I'm super sad that Tyrion is apparently gullible and dumb now.
What do dragons eat, anyway?
Whatever they want.
This is literally one of the oldest jokes in the book. I mean, sure, it was originally written about where a 500-pound gorilla would sleep, but the punchline was the same. My point is that this joke flew in from the distant past, and boy, are its arms tired.
Last time we spoke was at Joffrey's wedding. Miserable affair.
It had its moments.
Okay, now that was funny. Staring. Excitement.
How did you sneak up on me?
How did you survive a knife through the heart?
People who answer questions with unrelated questions. Also, the show fails to remind the audience of how resurrected people in bloody tear trees make any damn bit of sense.
Have you ever used it?
Asking a woman if she knows how to use a needle.
Sansa thinks she's smarter than everyone.
She's the smartest person I've ever met.
Sansa? I mean, she did let Littlefinger convince her to turn away Brienne as her protector, so maybe let's not be so vehement about putting her at the top of that list.
20,000 men, is it?
Yes, Your Grace. A few died in transit.
And this episode is taking so much time on drawn-out conversations and political maneuverings that it might as well have been a Star Wars prequel. But at least we'll get to some dragons of death soon. Not yet? Fine. Must be saving this episode's big battle for the end, huh?
I've executed men for less.
They were lesser men.
This works.
That boy Eddie,
The ginger.
that's him. Came back with his face burnt right off.
Talking about Ed Sheeran's melted skin during sexual intercourse.
You're not boring. I'll give you that.
Thing not a single person said to this episode of television somehow makes its way into the script. Probably the most confusing part of this episode is the amount of time it takes Theon to cut his sister's bonds with the weapon that split a head open like a melon a moment ago. Siblings.
But kill the bastards anyway.
That's Jon Snowist.
I sense that you're leading to a proposal.
A proposal is what I'm proposing.
And I made you follow my alludings all the way up here because I enjoy the sound of my own voice and could not be bothered to express myself down below because my fragile ego cannot soar as it deservedly does up here.
Jon and Daenerys don't want to listen to lonely old men.
Samesies! Skip! What's up with all these bones? I would think the dragons just ate their prey whole and were able to digest the bones in the fire of their belly or something. What good's it being a dragon if you still have to pick the bones clean with your paws and jaws?
Then I've enjoyed your company, Jon Snow.
Do you ever stop and think of how on the nose and easy to spell Jon Snow's name is because he's a bastard? I wish everyone's name were that simple. Then I wouldn't have to Google it every time I mentioned his love interest, Jane Fire, or their archenemy, Susie Incest. Jon Snow is not impaled on a dragon spine spike in this, or the following scene. Sweet! Jon Snow and Jane Fire are gonna do full dragon warfare and toast some fools. Oh, it's just gonna be some How to Train Your Dragon joyride montage, isn't it? Also, shouldn't she know he's a Targaryen since he survived riding a dragon? Or is that just in the book? Either way, if I've said it once, I've said it a million times. The books matter! Can someone explain why both Daenerys and Jon look so warm and cozy? They've just had their faces blown around by northern winds while atop dragons, mind you, and their lips aren't even chapped. Drogon doesn't say, "You're f***ing your aunt" in this scene.
Isn't easy making a blade that big with dragon glass.
Blowing smoke up someone's axe.
Here's my wish.
This weapon probably turns out to be important, but I'm gonna go ahead and sin that she fails to give any dimensional details. Is this thing supposed to be long like a lance? Short like a dagger? Itty bitty like a hairpin? How is Gendry supposed to interpret the important details from this?
Do you think we can beat the army of the dead without her?
Thinking there's anyone strong enough you could recruit to beat the Snyder Bros.
I borrowed a few books from the Citadel.
Grand Theft reading. Jump mares. Okay, I've put this off long enough. Last time Jon was here, Ned said, "The next time we see each other, we'll talk about your mother, I promise." And now the next time he's here, Sam will tell him about his lineage. Payoffs like that and several other echoes of season 1 throughout this episode are the reason this show can deliver like no other. And I can't help but give another sin off.
I had a High Septon's diary. Bran had whatever Bran has.
Oh, it's nice to see Sam's put about as much thought into explaining Bran's gifts as the writers of this show.
The Umber Boy.
Yep, that's right. Instead of seeing any big White Walker battles, we only get to see the aftermath of one. Not that it looks like it was much of a battle. Not exactly a ringing endorsement for Umber armor, if you ask me. Protect this house, my ass. Episode ends by having Tom Incest and Jake Boredom engage in a staring contest.
Thank you for nothing, you useless reptile.
They even got a special map that lets you choose who you want to dump your poop on.
The first they heard was a noise like a hurricane coming down from the north. The pines on the mountain creaked and cracked in the hot, dry wind.
Look at you.
You're grown up!
What do you think you're doing?
Faster, Falcor! Faster!
Don't be afraid.
Is that a command, Lady Stark?
Don't call me that.
As you wish, milady.
That day she was amazed to discover that when he was saying "as you wish," what he meant was, "I love you."